welcome back to the Michelle Valentine Show. Well, I have romance novelist, and her name is Helene Radjeski-Edwards. Hello, Helene. How are you?
I'm fine, Michelle.
I am so excited to have you on the show because I met you a few months ago at the Central Florida Romance Writers Conference.
That's right.
And at that time, there was no mention to me that you are now going to be this romance novelist. Your book actually got picked up and you are under contract.
That's right.
So that is exciting news.
Oh,
that is
very.
exciting news as someone writing a book and a publisher going, yes, we want your book, we want to sell it and everything. And this is these are a couple of books. Here's from Glenda Sanders. And Glenda Sanders is another wonderful romance novelist. I'm sure you've seen these books all over the place in the stores. And look how thick these books are. It would take me 20 years to write this book. I don't know, but you know what is amazing about these books is that now I can be romantic and all these kind of things, but to come up with that much information, you must have a very creative mind, right?
Creative mind plus a lot of work.
Yeah. And you're newly married, so you probably got a lot of new ideas for your book from that.
Well, that's what my husband tells me, yes. He says that he stars in all of my love scenes. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so you are the past president of the Central Florida Romance Writers. And what's that organization about? Is that for someone who wants to be a writer, or is that only for published writers?
It's for people, for both actually, but we have a number of members who are aspiring writers who would like to learn the craft and the ins and outs of the business, and that's where we come in, we help.
The ins and outs. Now, what could be so bad about being a romance novelist?
Oh, well. You know, it's a very tough business. You have to learn how to make a submission to it, and an editor, you have to learn who wants what, so that you don't waste your time and your money sending something to somebody who doesn't want it. It's like any other craft. You have to learn the details.
Sure, sure. So what are the steps for someone, say you came up with this idea for a book? So you probably, did you know the name of it ahead of time of the book, or did you realize that later? Where do you get the title of a book from? This book here is Scandalous Suzanne. So where do you come up with these names for books?
Well, I have to tell you, usually the author writes and has an idea for the name of the book, and then the editor changes it. So it's part of your idea.
So tell me, so what was the name of your book that it sounds like it was changed?
No, mine wasn't.
Good.
Mine wasn't. It's Another Love.
Another Love.
Another Love. And it's going to come out in June of 2000.
Wonderful.
So I'm very, very excited.
Wonderful.
That's very fast. You're talking about how long does it take and what does it take? Usually it takes up to 2 years for a publisher to publish a book after they buy it.
So now say someone from our audience, they came up with an idea, say, oh, I want to be a romance novelist because I'm just romantic and I've always read these books my whole life and I think I could write one of these books. Now, does someone sit down and for 2 years basically, I guess they would have to have a job, their regular job, and do this at night when they possibly have the time, so maybe that's why it takes 2 years to write a book.
Doesn't always take 2 years.
At least 20, no. So say they want to write a book, and this is done in their own time. Now, do they come up with like a huge manuscript, this big thing like this, and they go, please, 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 I hope somebody buys it, and then you mail this off, let's say this is at least $5 in postage, mail this off to 50 publishers out there and hope that somebody bites on it. Is that the process?
Well, no, because if you send something like this to a publisher, he'll send it right back to you and say, sorry, we don't take that. What they want now is a synopsis in the first 3 chapters, and usually that's only after you send them a query, and they respond and say, yes, that idea sounds interesting, send us more.
So now for our audience members, a query is something, if that's the type of book that publishing house even accepts.
Right, correct.
So some publishing houses maybe only deal with, say, the smaller books, or they might deal with only historical novels. They have certain, you would not approach a publishing house who publishes, say, how-to romance type of books. You would have to approach a publishing house that's a romance novel type of house.
There's a fine line within each publishing house. Certain editors handle certain lines. Some editors will do historical, some editors will do contemporary. We have some that do just romantic comedy. Some lines do inspirational romance. So you have to know where it is that you're sending your query.
So now how does someone find this out? Or is that
Well, that's why you join our organization. We get this information, and we have our newsletter and our monthly magazine. And you know, if you're an astute person, you sit down and you pick through it and you pick out what you need to know.
Because it's definitely not where you go, okay, you open up the yellow pages and go under, you know, romance publishers and then you work from there. It's not like that.
No.
Right? And people have no idea what goes into writing things and how much goes back and forth. But for instance, my column that I write every week, the columns that I write every week for the Atlanta Sentinel, I write it, then it goes to my editor, then it goes to another editor. It goes through at least 5 to 7 to 10 people sometimes before it even hits the paper. So, and of course, you know, the titles get changed and things get changed, and because they know what works for the public, and you have to go with that. That's fascinating of everyone writing these books.
Can you imagine the editing and the copyright that has to go into this?
I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine how many times this was probably written and re-edited and edited. Oh my goodness.
Well, I would have to say Glenda's a very experienced writer. I would bet she had less than many other writers.
She's got quite a few books out too, Glenda.
I think 46, 47.
So 40 of these books, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
40. Let's see, that would take me about 3,000 years to write. No.
Do you know, ever since I joined Central Florida, I've known Glenda, and I have always admired her. You know, you talk about people with ideas and how to convey romance, and she is absolutely wonderful.
There's some great things. We're going to read a few excerpts from some of these books, and we're going to learn a little bit more information about Central Florida romance writers and our new romance novelists. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're enjoying the Michelle Valentine Show, you will love her new travel TV show, Love, Eat, Travel. Follow Michelle Valentine as she travels the world, showcasing the most beautiful destinations, unique adventures, romantic things to do, delicious foods, and more. Visit www.loveeattravel.tv for more information about an upcoming TV show.
Hi, this is Michelle Valentine, and I would love if you followed me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Be sure to visit my website, michellevalentine.tv, for more information, read thousands of interesting blog posts, watch videos, enter sweepstakes, and more. Also, be sure to join my email list to receive my free weekly e-newsletter.
Are you wondering where all the quality singles are? Singles that are attractive, educated, and financially secure? Hello, I'm Michelle Valentine, and I've helped thousands of singles live a happier life, and I can help you too. Clients and members include millionaires, models, doctors, lawyers, and teachers. So call us for your complimentary consultation.